It's summer here on the central coast of California, and the backyard needs to be a place where everybody can have a good time, relax, and cool off on a hot afternoon. It's also a place we depend on for summer produce that we greatly enjoy. This has been a time when important new connections and friendships are being forged. It's also a time when new equipment and tools are being acquired at a rapid rate. I owe a great debt for my emerging new skill sets to some benevolent mentors living here and across the continent. It's obvious to me that this project will continue moving me into uncharted territory. I don't know where we'll end up, but I hope you'll come along on the journey. Well, it's been a while since my last video update on the bus. And to tell the truth, everything that you're going to see on this video, I accomplished over a month ago. I've been waiting all this time for an out-of-stock rear shift ride. But after getting off the phone with the good folks at Wolfsburg West, it's clear that that's not going to happen until August. As of this morning, this channel now has 45 followers, and I feel like it's my obligation to get you folks an update before August. I feel like this is important because so many other things are happening right now that I'd like to share with you, and I just don't want to be stuck waiting for a shift rod from Germany. I'm really thankful for the people I've had a chance to meet and have conversations with, either here on this channel or on Instagram. I feel like many of us are forming a real community that's worth investing in. If you remember the last video update on the bus, we removed the front axle beam. This video is going to be about cleaning it up, painting it, and getting it ready to reinstall. And even though I'm wearing my VW Jawbreaker t-shirt today, I want to send out special thanks to Gary and Matt Jackson from VW Life, both for your advice, but also sharing the reamer with me to reinstall the center pin on the front axle beam. Thanks so much. So that's enough talk for now. Let's get into some content. So I spent a lot of time with the angle grinder here, with the wire brush of various sizes, various types of solvents, pressure washers, getting this as clean as I could. And I think I did a pretty good job. You know, flash rust is a thing, but the metal prep from Pour 15 will take care of that. Last part of the process here was with some 320 grit sandpaper to get the surface ready for the Pour 15. This was missing the bottom two grease fittings, so I ordered a couple from Wolfsburg West. This is a Park Tools triple socket. I try to use black tools whenever I can because it makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. It's all jets and chainsaws this evening, so trying to sneak in a little work here I can. Bear with me. We'll put the center pin Zerk fitting back in here, at least so we can paint it. We'll torque it up later. Herbie the love bug?
Yeah. Does he have wheels or anything like that? Or is it a Baja bug?
It's not a Baja bug, buddy.
Then what is it?
It's an original, pristine beetle.
Then
Herbie
why
the
is
love
it
bug.
during a race?
Well, it's a special beetle. It's got special powers. It's got a personality. It's got intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can dismantle itself and put itself back together and do all kinds of things.
Okay.
Alright, this is how we do it here in Backyard Kombi. We use a ridiculously thin twine to hang a very heavy axle beam on a grape trellis. I hope it works. What could go wrong?
Everything.
Ye have little faith. The dogs find this very interesting, Gidget and Charlotte. What are you snorting? What are you snorting about, Charlotte? All right. So, what you're going to do is put a tiny bit of Pour 15 on that brush, on the very tip of that brush. Just the tip. There you go. Now go over and start spreading. Let me show you. No, just go like this.
Okay.
Yeah, don't touch it because it won't come off. Don't get it on your clothes. Do a small area. Look at this. See how I'm doing that?
Okay.
You're gonna get it on your shirt, buddy. You don't want that because it will not come off.
Ever?
Ever. Ever and ever.
Even if you create even stain remover wouldn't do it?
Even stain remover wouldn't do it. Looking pretty good. That way, that is what you want.
It's shiny,
Is
like
it-
classic cars.
It is shiny like classic cars. Yes. What is Charlotte snorting about?
Hopefully she doesn't get permanently painted black by the paint.
Permanently painted black, that would be bad.
Yeah, and she would be goth.
Yeah.
At least she would kind of look like Gidget.
Look a little like Gidget, right? We need to get some white on her too. You're doing, that looks pretty dang good, buddy. I'd say that looks like a pretty good job, buddy. It's time for some automotive primer. We're just sitting here waiting for 8 more minutes before we can put the top coat on the axle beam. Sun's setting. So there's that. We'll just sit here and anxiously watch these dogs wrestle. Yeah, well, I'll be touching that up in the morning. Lesson learned. Good night, axle beam. Good night. So that turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with this. So let me stop for a second. And so this last part was not pleasant. Just when I thought I was home free and I was moments from going downstairs and having a glass of beer and editing my YouTube video, this happened. The problem is that this bolt has to go through a particular hole here. The center pin has to be turned a particular direction, just the right direction, so that this bolt clears. I was having trouble doing that, and I knew that the C-clamp was the answer, but I could not find an angle to get this C-clamp to work. And finally, what I figured out, and the main reason I'm stopping here, is I found that a socket here was the thing. A big socket that's looks like 11/8 there, enough so that bolt with the center pin fits over it and slides into place. And then I continually had to pull this on and off to twist the center pin to make sure that it was at just the right angle. Yeah, didn't beat me this time. Good guys win this time. All right, I'm done for the day. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. That last bit was a little bit tumultuous, but we prevailed. So we can move forward, or at least we could, if I could get our rear shift rod, which is out of stock everywhere. So I'm waiting on that, but to make myself feel better, I've laid out everything else here. Add these to the collection. Everything else is right here to reassemble and reinstall the front axle beam and everything else that I destroyed when I was removing it. So the last things to add here, these spindles that were completely restored by Greg Noble. Just got those a couple days ago. They look great. Thank you, Greg. New shifter, new Berg shifter, new shocks, new trailing arms, uppers and lowers, everything. It's new shocks, you name it. So that'll be happening just as soon as I get a rear shift rod. In the meanwhile, I have other plans. So stay tuned for the shape of things to come. Hit like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I love your feedback. We have big changes coming soon on the channel, so stay tuned.